So apparently there is some weird drama going on with the new Superman movie. Nothing crazy or anything like that. It's just that the reviews that people got from the early screening of the new Superman movie apparently were good. And I'm watching a Moist Critical video on the reaction to all that, so I'm reacting to this video. So I think you already know who Moist Critical is. So if you want to go see the video, go see his channel. It's in the link in the description as well. Um, and yeah, let's get into it.
I had no idea how controversial the Superman movie was. Apparently, a lot of people have had early screenings for this film, so a lot of people have seen it. That doesn't exist here. That's a fairy tale in Tampa. The closest thing you get to an early movie screening in Tampa is if you overdose on NyQuil and imagine it when you fall asleep. So I haven't seen it yet. It doesn't come out till tomorrow here, but reviews are pouring in.
I don't think I've ever been to an early screening of a movie before. I'm not really too. I get the hype of watching a movie in theaters really early, like first day. I think that's pretty cool. Man, I was gonna say like I don't care too much for it, but man, now that I'm thinking about it, like actually thinking about the topic at hand, I would like to try at least once where I watch a movie for like the first time, like the first day it releases. That would be pretty cool to do. I just don't think I've ever really wanted to see a movie that badly to where I go to like the first day on release to where I see it or an early screening like that. I'm not really a big movie guy, I guess. I don't really know. But I think I'm more so just enjoy movies that like most of my friends will enjoy, or I'm watching it with Mario or some shit like that. But yeah.
And it has led to an absolute
Damn, I was actually like expecting something more. Or I mean something less I mean than that. That's pretty fucking good, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, because they fucking hate everything. But I also initially thought that the movie was gonna be good because I always seen Superman as like what this actor portrays him as more lighthearted, not lighthearted, but more like good, I guess, and more about good morale and saving people rather than like the Snyder version where it's super dark and like tough and shit. I think both are cool, but I feel like this version of Superman's a bit more accurate to what Superman is supposed to be, I guess.
battlefield. It is a war zone out there right now. Mangled corpses littering the streets about people that like the movie, dislike the movie, and you'd think that'd be it, but it's not. Then there's also a set of people that haven't seen the movie, won't see the movie, but hate anyone that does see it and likes it.
Man, I don't really think that's gonna do much by just not seeing the movie because I feel like the majority of people are liking this new Superman actor more than the older one. Not the actor, the portrayal that the actor does. They like that portrayal, the current portrayal, more than the older one. Um, Besides, I think even then, DC has a lot of flops on movies, and they have not been doing too well. I thought the Batman movie was good, really good though, where he like first glided for the first time or some shit like that. That shit was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I really don't think that DC has been doing too well. So I feel like even if they don't, if this movie flops, I don't even think we're gonna get the Snyder actor back anyway. I feel like we're just not gonna see the Superman movie for like a long time from now. But I think this one will be one of the like the first few movies that are like really good alongside the Batman. I think I might be wrong though. I haven't really like seen like a lot of Superman movie shit, but I know like the difference between like the current portrayal and the past portrayal.
So it's we're getting all kinds of players here in this Game of Thrones. Now, the one Looney Tunes faction I knew was already playing in this game of chess was the Snyder cult. The
Yeah,
Snyder fighters had made it clear from the very first trailer that this would be like their pariah. This was going to be the Antichrist to them because it is James Gunn with this Superman movie instead of Zack Snyder. And for some reason, Zack Snyder has cultivated this fan base that will literally
dude, they seen the first trailer and they already thought it was gonna be fucking ass, man. They're like, my actor Snyder will be so fucking good, man. He should have been in the movie instead. I mean, I don't know. I really think that this actor now will be doing a good job. I mean, the movie to me it looks good. And then I think there's this one thing about this Green Lantern villain in the movie too, where he people think he just looks like shit, but that's his comic accurate design though, where he has that like orange ass bowl cut and he's like chopped as hell. I think it's supposed to be that way. So I feel like it's people who just kind of watch the movies without knowing the context of them, I guess. I don't know. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And I think that like not big of a deal. I mean, I get it's a big of a deal to them, but like I don't think whatever they're arguing about, they're not gonna win this argument or like this whole debate on whether or not the movie will be good or bad. I'm pretty confident that the movie will be doing good. I really do think so, man.
Literally gobble his meat on absolutely everything, even things
Oh
he
yeah,
is not
exactly.
attached to. It's not like he was considered for a new Superman movie, but they have deluded themselves into thinking that this was a big betrayal of Zack Snyder by giving it to James Gunn, even though the DCU had completely flopped, failed, floundered, and just was a complete fuck up. They
Yeah, again, that they were doing really shit to be honest. I don't know if the newest Flash movies are even doing that good either. I think it's like a mixed review. I think it wasn't like really doing that good anyway. But I think the reason why people like the older actor, or why some people like the older actor more, is that dark kind of vibe to him, that tough aura, I guess, or some shit like that. But if you think about it, a lot of media online, games and shit too, were had a more darker atmosphere to them and grayer atmosphere, and it was more serious and shit like that. Now, while I do agree, games, I like games more like that than I do like new modern games. And keep in mind, I think a lot of people who are trying to just still play games in general are really going back to the classics rather than they are the new ones. Because I too also miss that like dark vibe to like video games and shit too. But that might be just nostalgia. But I do think the classics have way more better games than current modern gaming for sure. But when it comes to movies, though, I mean, I feel like it could just be nostalgia simply because of the darker vibe that the older Superman movie had. But again, it didn't even like DC isn't even doing well in general, and this movie right now is performing pretty well based off the reviews from Rotten Tomatoes and shit. So I don't know, man. But I think this is a movie that's gonna be good. I hope.
have believed since the inception of this project that it needs to fail so that way they can bring back Zack Snyder. I don't know why they think that's going to happen. Even if the movie made $5, I don't think the next course of action will be okay. We've got to try this again. Let's get Zack Snyder.
No, if the movie performs terribly, it we're not gonna see another Superman movie for like another decade, man. Why would they try and make another Superman movie with the original actor when that movie in the first place in the past didn't really even give them a good amount of what funds or something like that? I don't know. So yeah, again, I think making another movie with Superman in it would not really do well at all. That's like putting salt on the wound for sure.
On the horn. Like, that would not be where they'd ever go. That thought process doesn't even make sense. Why would they do the same song and dance that didn't make them a ton of money the first time around? But regardless, the Snyder writers have held on to this belief, and now that the film is here, anyone that is giving a positive review of it, they are labeling a paid shill. I'm not going to just bring up tons and tons of tweets and Reddit posts about it, but I will just
Dude, all these tweets and Reddit posts, the majority of those kinds of posts involve no critical thinking or thought process at all. It's really just bias and they're blinded by rage. That's how it goes, man. That's how it always goes for reviews like that.
show you this one where they believe that the only honest reviews are the ones that don't like the film. Anyone that likes the film is dishonest and purchased by Warner Bros. James Gunn is actually lining all of these critics' pockets. And not just critics, any human being on the planet that likes this film must have been paid for it. This reply actually had me giggling, so I'll show you this one. Your friends in China, like the rest of the world, other than your paid up shills, are expecting this guy as Superman, not your cheap parody. There is
Jesus
no
Christ.
world where they believe
Now this is real quality, dark and dangerous. I love that, man. Yeah, I really don't think Superman is like that in a more comic accurate kind of way. I really do think this portrayal of the newer one is just more accurate. Well, and I'm honestly just beating a fucking bush saying the same thing over and over again. I feel like I have to say that a lot because it people need to like really look back at the comics and compare him to both actors and see which one is more accurate. again think it's James Gunn.
Anyone who likes this film just happened to like it. The only way you like it is if you are a brainwashed drone who's been paid for. It's a scary mentality to have. Now, this might be a hot take, but I also think
Scary,
a lot
but
of
not-
what gets
not
reported
uncommon.
as Snyder cult activity is actually a psyop. I think that this has become such a well-known like spittoon for people to make fun of the huge Snyder enthusiasts that do definitely go off the rails, that they oftentimes get hijacked by people just trying to make them look even worse. So like I saw a lot of posts about how Snyder fans were going to make their voices heard by going and protesting at every theater to try and shut down premieres of the Superman film. I don't think that was actually a genuine effort from Snyder fans to do that. I think that was people just making fun of them and trying to get even more shit piled on top of them.
If that was a real actual response, like 2 theaters would have that problem. You know, it wouldn't be some scenario like chicken jockey and a fucking all the theaters go fucking crazy. I don't think it'll be like that at all. But again, I mean, he could be right about it being like not even a real thing in the first place. Because there are a lot of times when people make shit up about like current events like that and over exaggerate it all, whether they're for views or just to fucking shit around or something like that.
Them. I, of course, could be wrong, but in this case, I don't think I am. There is a lot from the Snyder Siders that they do actually do, like in terms of this movie in particular, like how everyone must be a paid shill because they liked it. The only real reviews are the ones that hate it, that kind of thing. We have to make sure this movie fails. That is all stuff they are doing, but when it comes to this like over-the-top shit about how they're gonna go, tooth and nail, boots on the ground to the theaters to try and stop this film from even playing, that I just don't think they are actually trying to do. I don't think the Snyder Siders are doing anything like that. Now, as I mentioned when I was covering the Superman drama,
Dude, imagine how sad that would be. How sad the person would look when they do that kind of shit, though. I don't know. It's really not something you'd want to fucking risk going to jail for or some shit like that. I don't know. Even if you would you even go for it? I don't know. You probably would.
where James Gunn removed a scene of a villain being evil, I mentioned that I had recently rewatched Man of Steel and liked it far more this time around than I did when it came out. Like, I actually do think Man of Steel is solid, aside from the goofiest death in comic book history with Clark Kent's father and how that goes down, but
I have seen it like a long time ago one time and that was it. So maybe I also need to like go back and see how it is, because I'm here saying like that movie didn't do well, so shit, maybe I'm wrong. Fucking hell, okay.
we don't need to fuck that fleshlight for the millionth time. But point is, I ended up liking Man of Steel a lot more this time. But going into Superman, I'm also hoping this movie is good too. I'm not going into the cinema hoping
I
that
really
this
think
shit
it is going to be
poop.
good. I don't
I
see it
just
being
don't
bad.
care that much. I hope it's good. If it's bad, is what it is. Like, it's just, I'll be honest about it. I don't really understand. Like, I find it very sad how people's whole personality and like their mental health seems to rely on this movie not doing well. It's so like really upsetting to even see that someone would be in that state of mind, that mentality.
Dude, people complain about the smallest shit online, and granted, it could be just about like because I can with just a few fingers and a fucking phone, but still, I mean, it gets to the point to where it's really annoying to look at. Even for like just anything else. I think in gacha games, people get over with like the maddish, like the smallest shit ever, or the most obvious shit ever in games, and it's just complaining over and over again and arguing. That's like just, it's not worth it to even read it. When I see like a single post or tweet appear on my feed and I have to read those 5 fucking words or like one sentence, that was time wasted, man. That was time wasted, and I regret even looking at that kind of shit. I think at one point I when I was first into like gacha games, right? I obviously I was all younger than 2, and I was like, man, I want this character to come out, or I want this character to be that way, and I was never really posting on Twitter or anything like that. But I was always sucked into the arguments and sucked into like all the fucking goofy ass shit going on. When in reality, for me, younger, I was like, man, they're really saying something here. No, they weren't saying shit, bro. It was a jack shit. It was nothing. And it has no purpose. It doesn't matter at all. If you play gacha games, you know what I'm talking about when people argue over like the dumbest shit online, no matter what they're talking about. It's not worth it. Same applies for like movies and shit too. I just don't think it's worth the time. Unless it's some actual serious matter. But this is definitely not that.
Reality is just concerning. It's not that big of a deal. If you love Zack Snyder's films, all power to you. But to be this pathetic about it, where anyone who likes it, you hate, and they must be a paid shill, that's rough. But it's not just the Snyder side of things, the Snyder-siders. There is another gladiator in this Colosseum, and it's people that think that you have to like this movie or you're morally wrong for it.
Holy shit, man. Man, have I seen that everywhere in anything related to like liking something. If you don't like something and people disagree with you, they call you morally wrong. If you like something and they disagree with you still, you are still morally wrong. There are two things people do because, I don't know, they just don't go outside and they don't fucking breathe air or some shit. They do this. One, they think you're morally wrong for whatever disagreement they put out because they try and make it seem bigger than what it really is. Nothing. It's a fucking nothing burger. Two, what was two again? I kind of forgot what two was. Shit. Hold on. Let me think about this. Two. What was two? Oh, yeah. I think, okay, here's my theory. Okay. Maybe not a theory. Maybe it's fucking obvious as shit, and I'm just trying to seem smarter. But I think people, this day and age, when people like something so much and they embrace themselves with all this content and media, they think because they, experience it on their own in front of a screen, they like it so much that whatever they like is the right thing to like. And they're delusional by that. They think that it's just something that is automatically correct to them. If you like something, that's opinionated. You like something. But not everybody will like what you like, and that's just fact. Oh, here's a better way to put it. In summary, people don't realize everybody is not like that person. No one is the same as you, ever. And people try so hard to change people's moral compass or ideals because they don't disagree with it. Either out of immaturity, emotional immaturity, or they just that really. Or they're just ignorant and they lack critical thinking. I think a lot of people just lack critical thinking these days, especially on like Twitter or something like that, because it's all just rage and ignorance. So I don't fucking know. Especially for the people that call everybody an incel if they do something just to them that is wrong to them, the slightest. Oh, you fucking think I'm being crazy? Oh, you're just an incel, so your opinion doesn't matter, dude. You don't fucking touch grass at all because you're a musty smelling ass incel and you don't wipe when you poop or some shit like that. I don't know. Wow, that made it sound like I don't fucking wipe my poop. I do. Wow, that was a horrible fucking save. Okay.
They're propping this film up as if, like, you're on the wrong side of history if you don't like it. So, if there's anyone that dislikes it, they are labeling them as, like, bad people.
That's
which is
everything
really
online.
weird, because it's just a fucking movie that at the end of the day, sole purpose is to make a lot of money. I don't really know why it's at this point now where people champion it as, like, this is the ethical perspective you have to have. You have to appreciate this film. You have to.
That's okay. Going back to what I said, that you have to do this, you have to like this, or you're just morally wrong. I know how he said that people are emotionally immature if they do that, and which I believe they are. But here's the scary part about that. People that he's referring to are people that loved the Snyder movies back then. They are most likely in their 30s or 40s or even older, or 20s, who like that shit. These are full-grown adults complaining about this online and just being really pathetic to look at. I mean, again, you can argue about an actor being better than some other actor, but don't be pitiful about it. Don't be a baby about it. understand that not everybody's gonna like what you like, and that's fine. It should be that way. If everyone likes one thing, isn't that kind of boring? You know, that doesn't really improve taste or improve a better perspective on things. You have to consider every perspective on something if you want, to really understand something. I don't know. I got way more deeper than I should have. But I think you all get the point. So,
have to like it or you are wrong for it. I just find that to be odd as well. So to attach like an ethical perspective on it, like, well, I see you didn't like the Superman film. I'm sorry to say, but I just can't respect you anymore. You are clearly a ne'er-do-well and a scoundrel, and to that I say good day. I want nothing more to do with you for this take. Is so odd to me, because it is just a movie that is there to make $1 billion. Like, that feels like the entire goal of the Superman movie, because so much is hinging on this.
they feel so strongly and they're trying so hard about a franchise that where the franchise doesn't even really care about them. You know, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of irony in this situation, and in every situation online like this, it's just, there's always a bunch of irony, and it's just just the same old, I guess.
For the
And I
new
don't really.
James Gunn DC universe. Like, I don't think you're a bad person if you dislike the film. I haven't seen it yet. I know this is brave, but I don't think you're a piece of shit if you end up not liking the Superman.
That's a fucking deep take, dude. Holy shit. Really? Nah, this guy is so fucking morally and ethically wrong. We should fucking. Oh, someone go find him. It's so dumb, dude. Holy
Film.
fuck.
And an extension of that belief is that anyone that dislikes the Superman film must be a Snyder cult member, which just isn't true. There's going to be plenty of people that don't like the Superman movie that also didn't like Snyder's version of him either. It's just, I don't understand why this film in particular is so incendiary. It is, like, it blows my mind. And another one that's just popped up here in the Thunderdome is about how woke Superman is. Apparently about, like, immigration or something. I haven't dove too deep into this talking point.
I think it was a Twitter post or some shit like that, or anywhere. It's basically this: because Superman's an alien and landed on Earth, he is considered an immigrant to the message of the story. Which I don't know if that's true, if what they're saying is true. But some people, I don't know, are saying that this is a story about immigration and getting along with people and shit like that. I mean, also, okay, for people saying that the movie's too woke, I obviously don't agree. But to say this is about immigration, I just don't really agree with that. I don't understand at all. It's about Superman saving people. Okay? Now you could look at this in any other way you want to, and not what you want from it. I just personally don't think immigration is the main message here. I really don't think that's the case. I think a lot of times people try too hard to connect the dots to modern problems today, which kind of ruins the whole aspect of something fantasy like, in my opinion. It really ruins it and just kills the vibe for like anybody trying to simply enjoy and not think about, the real world and just relax, Now, you can make a good story about real world problems, obviously. I just don't think, Superman is that case, but whatever.
Point here, but it's a little new as of me making this video, but that's another one that's popped up, is like, fucking Superman's out here lecturing us on immigration. They've completely ruined Superman. It's all about immigration now because he's an immigrant. It's so fucking woke. It's complete pandemonium here surrounding this film. Now, this is going to be quite the brain buster, but just stick with me for a second. I think, based on all these early reviews from the critics and the audience that's been able to see the early screenings, I think I can say with a high level of confidence, not every single person was paid to like it. I know. Just hold on. Latch onto my bosom for a moment. I think it is absolutely delusional, almost gang-stalking level perspective to have that anyone that likes this movie had to have been paid to enjoy it. That's ridiculous. The normal fucking family on summer break going to see an early screening of Superman and walking away pleased was not on James Gunn's payroll to enjoy it and maybe say something nice on Twitter about it. People
The
tweet
people smiling and leaving the theaters from the early screening have to be paid actors for sure, man. This is some woke ass shit, bruh. This is horrible. What has our society gotten into? I hate this shit.
their every thought, every second
Where's our
of their
King
day. So if they watched
Snyder?
Superman and liked it, they probably just decided to make a tweet immediately upon getting into the car. That's not crazy to imagine. What is crazy to imagine is that anyone that liked it had to have been paid for it or had been like mass hypnotized by James Gunn to enjoy it. And that the only truth tellers are the ones that didn't like it. That is an unhinged perspective, that the only like true honest perspective is that the movie sucks and it's a movie you haven't even seen yet. You've just made up your mind that it has to be bad because you want it to be bad. Now, there is a chance it is bad. I don't know, I haven't seen it. I'll know tomorrow if it is good or bad in my eyes. But anyway, I just wanted to yap about this a little bit, just kind of blabber about how surprised I am to see the major like drama around this movie. Like, it's a comic book movie. I wouldn't have expected it would get to a level like this, of like this much like hate and this much anger and frustration. It is just on a level that I would have never guessed that it would be.
I don't know. I'd really think this is nothing like crazy rare. The anger is crazy, but the occurrence and like the rate of something like this happening really isn't rare. It's very common for people to do this kind of shit, man. I don't know. And unfortunately, it's not just kids or whatever doing this shit. Obviously, it wouldn't be. This is like an older actor and to a new actor. I don't know, but yeah,
It's really about it. So yeah.
yeah, that was it. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. That was about it. See ya.